I cannot wait for the Claire Obscure movie. Now, let's be real here. There's a chance that it doesn't happen, like a really heavy chance. I'll get to that later. But I just kind of wanted to gush and talk about it a little bit because it's such an incredible game. I love it so much. Now, let me be clear. I'm not really that big a fan of like turn-based RPG games, with the exception of like Pokemon. That's really the only one that I actually got into and liked. And unfortunately, this one isn't really one of the exceptions. Don't get me wrong, I've been loving the game. I just don't really like playing it very much, if I'm gonna be real. The only thing that's been keeping me there is the writing and the art direction. It is so beautiful. I love being in the story. And that's kind of what's carrying me through the combat system that I'm not the hugest fan of. It's been like a couple weeks now since I last played it. You know, like I had a lot of stuff going on, so I haven't really had the time to sit down and get back into playing it. I'm gonna start doing that now, because originally I kind of just decided that I was gonna drop it and then just watch someone else play the rest of it. When I tell you, I started watching a playthrough, and immediately, like, I barely even got caught up to where I was in the game, and I'm just like, I have to play it again now. I gotta stop watching this. I have to play it myself. You know, it's just around the time whenever Minoko joined the team, and he's just such a gift of a character that comes out of completely nowhere in this story, and I love the contradiction between the way he is and the way everything else is. And it's just that one little bit among so many other features in the writing here. It's just so nice, and I can gush about it forever. It's just one of the most gripping stories I have seen in a long time. I'm like really curious because I'm here to talk about the supposed movie that might be happening. I'm really curious to see how they end up doing it, because this game is long. This is long, and there's a lot of stuff in it. I'm like, I want to say maybe halfway through. I'm going to estimate halfway. I'm past part 1. I'm in part 2 somewhere. And I have 24 hours in this game. I have 24 hours logged playing this game. That's a long freaking time. Now, granted, it is a game, and whenever you're converting that to movie, you can cut out a ton of time. But I'm more than willing to bet that of those 24 hours that I've currently played, at least an hour of that gets to stay. Bare minimum. Maybe even two. There's a lot of stuff in here. Surely it's going to be in 3 parts. Surely. I don't know what the third part is. I don't know what's going to happen between the end of part 1 and the end of part 2. Maybe it doesn't turn out being that way. Maybe part 3 is like something completely different from kind of like the whole story that I've been following now. I don't know. But from the way it feels now, I feel like this has to be like a 3-movie thing. But on to the actual conversation. It's kind of been known that this was going to be a movie for a long time now. Like, even when did this article come out? January 30th. This was well before the game even released. Everyone already knew that there was some kind of quote-unquote Expedition 33 movie in the works before the game launches. But this comes with some heavy air quotes. Of course, everyone knows that it'd be crazy to start making this movie before the game is released. No one knows if it's going to be good. This could be an absolute flop. Thankfully, it's not. But that's kind of the way not Sandfall Interactive. That's kind of the way, what's the Story Kitchen? That's the way their business model works. And I'm going to get to that in a second. And we're going to say, hypothetically, if it does work, it's the team behind the Sonic movie, okay? This could be really good. The Sonic movies hit. The Sonic movies hit. The third one is the hardest I've ever laughed in the theater, just ever. It was such a good movie. But this might be a little bit of a problem. From what I've seen, what I've heard, of course, you know that Story Kitchen got the rights to this game, or to make a film out of this game, well before it released. Apparently, what I've heard they do, and here's their kind of catalog. You might notice a lot more games on here than films, right? Apparently, they just go and they just snatch up rights to make a film out of a game, or, you know, some kind of content out of a game before it's really released, or before it's like something that people might be looking into making a show for. They're taking a gamble. But you might notice there are some things on this page. Of course, the Sonic movies and the Tomb Raider show that just recently came out last year. However, if we look at this article here from 2022 about kind of whenever they made Story Kitchen, Dimitri Johnson, the founder of DJ2 Entertainment and co-producer of the Sonic the Hedgehog series, has joined up with John Wick writer Derek Kolstad to launch Story Kitchen, right? The co-producer of the Sonic the Hedgehog movies made this not under the Story Kitchen lamp. Canopy? That's what I meant to say, not lamp. In addition, this DJ2 Entertainment was currently at the time working on Tomb Raider and It Takes Two. So, this is different from Story Kitchen. Johnson was already working on DJ2. I'm willing to bet that whenever Johnson and Kolstad joined together, right, they turned it into Story Kitchen. I would still consider the things that they've actually made so far to not be under the umbrella of Story Kitchen. It would be under DJ2 in my mind, which leads me to believe that the first actual Story Kitchen production that is Story Kitchen start to finish hasn't happened yet. And having Expedition 33 or the rights to Expedition 33 be under the umbrella of Story Kitchen doesn't spell the best. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe it happens. I mean, now that GTA is out of the competition for Game of the Year because they've been delayed it to like a full year from now, Expedition 33 as of now is winning Game of the Year. I don't have a doubt about it. I don't have a doubt about it. And it would be such a blunder, an incredible blunder, to not make something out of this. It is ripe for the picking. This is the part of the video where I would say, okay, I'm gonna start playing the game now, I'm gonna start streaming now. But instead of what happened, I mean, I did say that, and it was recorded, and it wasn't the video. But instead, what happened, God stuck his head down from the clouds and said, don't upload the video. Don't upload the video, keep it in your drafts. So I made the video and I stuck it in my drafts for a day. I went to bed, I woke up the next day. This doesn't work anymore. My RAM is broken, my RAM died. So now I'm sitting here with, like all of my RAM died. All of my RAM died, not just the one stick. So now I'm sitting here with an 8 gig stick sitting in my computer that we literally just had laying around that we just didn't throw away for like a couple years. So I guess I get to wait another week or 2 weeks till I can get back to playing the game again. At this point, will I be able to wait to see how the ending goes, to see how the story goes? I don't know. I really want to finish it. We'll see if I can hold off. I'm gonna be real. I don't think I'll be able to. Anyways, that's it. Bye.